Faeth Therapeutics just landed FDA Fast Track designation, and the drug combination behind it comes from a company most oncologists have probably never heard of, going after one of the toughest problems in endometrial cancer. The FDA granted Fast Track status to Faeth Therapeutics' two-drug combination, known as PIKTOR, when paired with the chemotherapy drug paclitaxel, for adults with advanced endometrial cancer. PIKTOR isn't licensed in from a bigger pharma company. Faeth Therapeutics actually discovered and developed both halves of this combination itself, sapanisertib, internally coded FTH003, and serabelisib, internally coded FTH001. Sapanisertib blocks two related proteins called mTORC1 and mTORC2, while serabelisib blocks a separate target called PI3K alpha. Together, sapanisertib and serabelisib hit the same cancer-driving pathway, known as the PI3K, AKT, mTOR pathway, from two different angles at once. That pathway is mutated in more than 80% of all endometrial cancers, making it one of the single most common drivers of the disease. And Faeth Therapeutics' own preclinical research found that combining sapanisertib and serabelisib together blocks that pathway far more completely than using either drug alone. The clinical data behind this FDA Fast Track designation is genuinely striking. In an earlier Phase 1b study, Faeth Therapeutics tested the triplet combination of sapanisertib, serabelisib, and paclitaxel in patients with advanced, treatment-refractory endometrial cancer, meaning patients who had already run out of other options. Among 5 evaluable patients, the combination produced an 80% overall response rate, including 3 complete responses. In the broader Phase 1 trial, across 15 evaluable patients, sapanisertib and serabelisib plus paclitaxel produced a 47% overall response rate, a 73% clinical benefit rate, and a median progression-free survival of 11 months. Faeth Therapeutics is now testing PIKTOR plus paclitaxel in a Phase 2 trial called GOG 3111, run in partnership with the GOG Foundation, the nonprofit gynecologic cancer research group behind many of the field's practice-changing studies. GOG 3111 is a multi-center, open-label, single-arm study enrolling patients with advanced or recurrent endometrial cancer, and it dosed its first patient back in March of last year. There's one more piece of this program that sets Faeth Therapeutics apart from a typical oncology biotech, a built-in diet substudy. Because the PI3K, AKT, mTOR pathway that sapanisertib and serabelisib target is closely tied to how the body processes insulin, Faeth Therapeutics designed GOG 3111 with a predefined substudy testing whether a protocolized, insulin-suppressing precision nutrition plan can actually enhance how well sapanisertib and serabelisib work in patients. That reflects Faeth Therapeutics' broader identity as a company built around the idea that food and metabolism can be engineered alongside a drug to make cancer treatment work better, not just supplement it. Faeth Therapeutics has raised $92 million in total funding to push this exact program, PIKTOR plus a metabolic diet intervention, through Phase 2 testing. With Fast Track designation now in hand, Faeth Therapeutics gets more frequent, direct interaction with the FDA as GOG 3111 continues enrolling, along with the option to submit its eventual new drug application to the agency in pieces as data becomes available, rather than waiting to file everything at once. It's an early but real regulatory vote of confidence for a small biotech betting that pairing two targeted drugs with a nutrition-based intervention can outperform standard chemotherapy alone in a cancer where the same pathway is broken in the overwhelming majority of patients. That is the story of Faeth Therapeutics' FDA Fast Track designation for PIKTOR with paclitaxel in advanced endometrial cancer. Add your perspective in the comments, share this story with a colleague, and subscribe for the next Conference Hype narrative.